Hello and welcome back to Nerd Doc. In this video we'll be reviewing Season 2 of The Witcher. Netflix was kind enough to give media early access to the first 6 episodes of the season, which means we still haven't seen the final 2 episodes, but this will be a spoiler-free review of the bulk of the series. In the first season of The Witcher, there was a lot of time spent introducing the audience to the main characters. With that out of the way now, Season 2 can take a deep dive into the main characters and really start developing their relationships. Much of Season 2 focuses on Geralt and Ciri spending time together and developing a bond. Season 2 picks up right where Season 1 left off after the Battle of Sodden Hill. You won't have to worry about awkward timelines though. Season 2 is told in chronological order, with no room for confusion. This isn't the only change from Season 1 though. There isn't as much time spent exploring the continent or following Geralt on monster hunting quests. While there are monster battles in almost every episode, the fights are more for protection, with no one tossing a coin to the Witcher after the monster is vanquished. In fact, while you could say there were side quests in almost every episode of the first season, there isn't a single paid monster killing in the first 6 episodes of Season 2. This doesn't take away from the show, but it feels as though Season 2 shifts away from the games and focuses more on the books. Witcher purists will likely find some fault in the new season as it tries to balance lore from the books, with a bit of the games tossed in, all while taking a few liberties and doing its own thing separate from the books and the games. As long as the hardcore fans are able to accept that the show is something new, there's a lot to enjoy here. While the first season had a decent amount of humor from Geralt and Jaskier the Bard, Season 2 is much more serious. It takes some time before Jaskier even shows up, and though he cracks a few jokes, he's more serious than he was in the first season. Henry Cavill talked about Geralt having more substance beyond just grunts and foul language, and that is clear as you dive into Season 2. Geralt seems like a well-rounded character with genuine emotion. Some may say this is a slight departure from the books and the games, but it works well within the context of the show. Plenty of new characters are introduced in Season 2, with many of them being Geralt's fellow Witchers and a proper introduction to the elves. If the book purists are going to have an issue with Season 2, it will likely come from the portrayal of the other Witchers. This is where most of the liberties have been taken. Coming from someone who knows the books but isn't intimately familiar with them, none of the other Witchers really felt like Witchers aside from Vesemir. This issue didn't take away from my overall enjoyment of the second season, but it took some getting used to. Most of the scenes with other Witchers felt more like an episode of Vikings than a gathering of skilled monster hunters. With that said, most of the scenes in Kaer still work well, especially after you get past the fact that this isn't just a carbon copy of the books or the games. When it comes down to it, Season 2 of The Witcher isn't as fun as the first season, but it's also not supposed to be. Everyone is more serious than they were in Season 1, and while Jaskier doesn't pump out a banger like toss a coin to your Witcher, there's still some fun to be had. If you're expecting more of the same, Season 2 of The Witcher is not what you're looking for. However, if you're okay with these characters evolving and maturing without being held to the confines of the books and games, or even the first season, there's a lot to like about The Witcher Season 2. It's something new while still giving fans some of what they love about the books and the games. Well, that wraps up this video. We'll have more on The Witcher once it releases on Netflix on December 17th. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who has tossed a coin to The Witcher.